Alright, here's our digital readout for the mill. Gonna start that up. It has to boot up, so once that's done we'll get rolling. Alright, it always starts in metric, so we'll just go ahead and hit the imperial button for inch there. And right now we have it all zeroed out because we have the bit zeroed on our part. I'm just going to use a center drill for this demonstration. Now if we want to lay out a bolt circle pattern, there's this little button right here. You can see it's a circle with holes around it. That's what we want. It's going to ask us for our center. We're already zeroed where we want to be. You could change these values if you wanted. Say you had multiple bolt circles that you needed to drill. Say you had one here and you wanted one over here. You could then enter the coordinates in for that second one. Since we're just doing one, we'll leave it zeroed there. Go down. The diameter of the circle that we're going to put the bolt holes on is 0.75, 3/4 of an inch. So that's good. Number of holes, we're going to do 6. The starting angle is 0. Now where that comes into play is if you, up here. So if you do 0, you're going to end up with a bolt hole pattern like this. You're going to have one directly at the top at your 0 degree setting. If you want it to be like this, you would want to do 30, because these are 60 degrees apart. Your center is here, so it'd be 30 degrees to this hole. So if you're doing something round, it doesn't matter. You can do either. If you're working on, say, a flange or something, it might matter one way or another. But for this, we're just going to go with 0, so we get a bolt hole pattern like that. And the ending angle, 360 degrees, so we're going all the way around. And hole 1, it tells us we need to move X to zero this out. So we need to move 0.375 or 3/8 of an inch in order to get to our 0 position. So we'll go ahead and do that. And once we're zeroed out, that is going to be where that hole needs to be drilled. So that's exactly where that hole would need to be drilled. So we'll go ahead and drill that hole. If I can get my hand out of here. There we go. Okay, so we're going to drill that first hole. And then we can open these up, or we could countersink them with that center drill. So now for hole number 2, we're simply going to come up here, and I didn't lock it down because it's for this demonstration. I don't want to spend the time, but we're 2 10,000ths off, no big deal. So to go to hole 2, we're going to hit the down button, hole 2. And now we just have to zero out these coordinates here for your X. So we'll get zeroed out. And then for our Y, and now we'll go ahead and drill hole 2. If you notice, I have just a spin indexer there. I have a little job to do, so I didn't feel like pulling it off for this demonstration, so that's kind of in the way there, but not a big deal either. So go ahead and drill hole 2. Now hole 2 is drilled. So now we're just going to keep progressing along. We'll do one more on here, go to hole 3, And now you can see we just need to move the X. And then we'll drill hole 3 and we'll continue, and I'll come back on hole 6. Now we're on hole 6, so we'll go ahead and drill that real quick. And now we're done. So I'll go ahead and pull that off and give you a look at it. So that's the final product. Our 6 holes laid out on a 3/4 inch diameter bolt hole pattern. Pretty simple to do. If you have a digital readout, I would definitely suggest learning how to use it. Much easier than doing all the trig by hand. If you have a chart like I showed you in the first part of the video, that definitely makes it easier. But this is, like I said, the simple way to do it with the digital readout, and it's a nice accurate way to do it without putting a lot of thought into it. All you have to do is know your diameter, your starting point, and how many holes, and